Hey, friendo, Steve here.
Hell, Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, of course, we're going to be talking about last night's AEW Dynamite, the last one, the go-home, if you will, for Double or Nothing. Although, from what I understand, not trying to drop spoilers here, more matches were actually set up on Rampage.
Well, one more was.
One additional match. Was that the Trios one?
Yeah.
Okay. So one additional match was set up for Rampage. We're, of course, going to be watching Double or Nothing coming up this Sunday. On Saturday afternoon, East Coast, morning, West Coast, we will be watching WWE's Night of Champions, doing a live watch-along here at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Stephen Larson, and, of course, on the YouTube as well, youtube.com/Stephen Larson. It's not too late to get in on the predictions challenge. We are crowning a new Big Blue champion. Now that the Enforcer is forever Big Red champion, we're going to be crowning a new champion for the predictions. To do that, click join if you're on YouTube, or go to patreon.com/Stephen Larson. You get access to our bonus content. You get access to the question threads, and of course, the predictions challenges every single month. So yeah, be on the lookout for the membership tabs and the Patreon walls for the form. Should be going out later on today, yes?
Yeah, later today. It should be up on today, Thursday. It's
Shout
about
out
noon
to
right
Cody
now,
Miles,
around
yeah.
between 2 and 3 o'clock Pacific time on Thursday. It should be up.
And a big thanks to Cody Miles for that as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Cody.
Yeah. So anyways, on today's episode, like I said, we're talking about AEW's Double or Nothing. Dynamite before Double or Nothing. Chicago for Collision, the debut episode, has been confirmed by Tony Khan, which it basically confirms that CM Punk will be there at Collision, as has been reported by a number of wrestling media outlets. So this was kind of interesting. I was watching, I woke up this morning, I was on the Instagram, and our good friend is over there at Wrestle Talk, who have a really wonderful, their short news segments have more of a comedic slant to them these days, and they're pretty good things. But Ollie had noted that when Tony Khan had made the announcement that they're in Chicago, that they noticed boos in the crowd. There were cheers, and he noticed boos. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I heard the cacophony. The reaction to the announcement.
I just heard noise reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't sound like a uniform CM Punk thing for sure.
Right, sure, yeah.
And I thought I heard some boos, but I wasn't sure enough to necessarily be sure one way or the other. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if CM Punk still has his fans. But if some people were really turned off on the idea of Punk being in AEW based on Brawl Out and based on all the drama that's happened subsequently.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious if anybody in our chats, because we have two chats going on now, Twitch and YouTube, if anybody was actually there at the venue. I'm curious to know what you guys heard, because obviously you're being there, get a better read on that. So Ollie on Wrestle Talk posed the question, what happens if half the crowd there, look, they're going to be in Chicago, so that's like the best place you can do that. And once he's there, once he debuts, I think after that it's sort of like a big whatever, right? I mean, the seal's been broken, and it's not going to be a big deal after that. Yeah, that's what I sort of personally think. I think once you get into the mix, into the stories and everything. Yeah, I don't think people are going to be doing one thing or another,
No, I don't think so either. Well, you never know. It depends. If they keep pushing him as a baby face, and people are like, no, listen, we're booing him. Make him heel so we can boo him louder. Mm-hmm. There might be some pushback at that juncture. Mm-hmm. But who knows? I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen. This whole thing's been kind of a mess. Yeah, right. If he continues, even if he gets a mixed reaction in Chicago, it doesn't necessarily bode well for the reaction he's going to get in other cities that aren't Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would assume he get at least mostly positive reaction in Chicago. But if that's not the case, then
hold on a second, dude. If there are boos in Chicago, they're going to have a major problem everywhere else.
You got that right.
But I just have a hard time, and maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting regardless. So, yeah, that happened, of course, on Dynamite, the big announcement everybody was sort of expecting to hear. And then also, Evidently they just left the universe mode running because Sabu showed up to join the Undisputed Era. So what's that about?
I mean, it's typical Tony Khan booking. He just booked the surprise. Like, I don't agree with what Bully Ray says a lot of the time. I busted open, but he says...
Oh, no. Are you agreeing with... But what did he say? I didn't hear.
He says it seemed like they booked Sabu to book a surprise.
Yeah, right. Yeah, as opposed to like a motivated surprise. It honestly, to me, it feels like... Because, we've often speculated, and I think that this is probably correct, that Chris Jericho probably has the say on his own creative. I mean, it stands out from everybody else's for a variety of reasons. But yeah, I kind of feel like maybe he just wanted to hook up his old friend Sabu with a paycheck.
That could be.
Because this felt incredibly random. Like when Cole said homicidal, I was like, homicide? What?
That's what I thought. Well, first he says we have someone else to help us out. And I was like, oh, it's Kyle O'Reilly coming back. Cool.
Right, yeah, I know.
I was excited. He said homicidal.
Folks, where's the live Bobby Fish?
He's not coming back. And he said a homicide. I was like, oh, homicide. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both in Ring of Honor. I don't know if the time frames overlap, but they were both in Ring of Honor. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And they continued with Sabu's catchfreeze, like,
suicidal, genocidal, yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it didn't make any sense.
Should I mean, like, Jericho tried to sell it, I get that, but as far as I know, it's been 25 years or so since Jericho and Sabu had a match. It's not exactly a whole lot of heat there in that respect. As far as I know, Sabu and Adam Cole have absolutely zero connection.
Right.
It's completely random. It's booked for a pop. You go on social media, some people are excited about it. That, fine. I just found it confusing and completely unmotivated. Yeah. And typical Tony Khan thing where he just books for a pop and then gets by on that, as opposed to, hell, would have been great if Adam Cole says, I got someone that's going to help us, someone that you know very well, Chris Jericho, Goldberg. That would make sense because Goldberg and Jericho don't get along.
Yeah, that would have made sense. Yeah, that would have made a lot of sense.
Even if Adam Cole was like, I got someone you faced before with his pizza cutter, Nick Gage.
Yeah, right.
Because Jericho and him had a match when Jericho was in the thing with MJF. And again, I don't know if there was an overlap in time period. I know Adam Cole wrestled the CZW something. I don't know if he was there when Nick Gage was there. Don't know. But hell, you tell me that they know each other, I'll believe it because I know they wrestle for the same company.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now, if Cole was in a feud with like Team Taz, this would make sense. because Sabu and Taz have had an actual rivalry. So yeah, I don't know. This was weird. The theme song, his old theme song, they sort of did a new version of his old theme song, and that's cool. I like Sabu had a cool theme song, and as a wrestler in the ring, he was wildly fun to watch because he was crazy.
Really unpredictable.
There's also a lot of other baggage we don't need to get into about that guy. So yeah, you're right though. It's just confusing and a little bit on the weird side. So
yeah, and like, what is he gonna do? He's gonna stand around the ring and he's gonna have one spot. He's gonna take out 2.0 with something off the chair. What can he even do
now besides throw? Do you think can he do that still?
I don't know.
I mean, he might throw some more chairs. I think that's a possibility.
He's got to be approaching 60, right?
I mean, like if in age, perhaps, but like in terms of wear and tear, he's got to be approaching 90, man.
At least, I know.
Yeah, right.
He's got a lot of wear and tear on his body, so I just don't know. I don't know why, other than trying to get a pop.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And I don't really see how it's going to enhance the story of the bout all that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think it will. I think the match was fine the way it was, and you're stacking the odds against Cole and Sean Ross Sapp there. Because you got Jericho. They got 5 guys. Yeah. And so I don't know. Maybe you dig up somebody from Adam Cole's actual past.
We have Britt Baker. We have seen Roderick Strong take out 2 people with one of those jumping knees.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. He's got the best jumping knee in the business.
So he does jumping knee. It's like, when you're stacking up dominoes and they all fall over. Just do that.
What do you call those things when you put an elaborate dominoes and they go into this thing and it goes clap, 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 doop, 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 doop,
I don't know.
You ever seen that on the on like social, like people?
Of course,
do, like,
I've seen
videos.
it. I've done it on a much smaller scale before.
Somebody here in chat will know. Sabu's only 58. I mean, he looks 68. No.
Yeah, not a pop from me. Not at all.
Rube Goldberg. There we go. Speaking of Goldberg, it's called the Rube Goldberg machine. There we go. Thank you.
All right. So
also,
on the media call today, Tony Khan was asked, "Is Sabu be making more appearances?" And he said he wouldn't be a full time, but wouldn't discount the possibility of him. I'm probably getting the paraphrase wrong, but it was something to that effect.
Yeah, he's not coming back. This is a one-time deal. This is a one-time paycheck.
Probably just a one-time. Yeah, probably a one-time deal.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Blackjack Battle Royal. The lineup for that was revealed maybe last night or this morning. I saw it this morning, so I'll say it's this morning. And there's some interesting participants in that. There's at least 2 matches they could have had on the Double or Nothing card from 4 people, 2 different feuds that are in this Blackjack Battle Royal. I'm talking about Ricky Starks and Jay White.
Correct. Yeah.
And then Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, right.
If memory serves me correct, they broke up in November of last year.
Yeah.
We're 6 months on from that, and they have still not had a singles match. What the fuck are they doing? This feud should have been one of the hottest feuds in the entire company.
Yeah,
with the way Swerve breaking that cinder block over Keith Lee's chest.
Yeah.
Keith Lee was off TV for months. Months.
Yeah, man.
And the heat that was there between, what they were doing with Swerve's faction with Parker and Trench. And then when Keith Lee came back, about the first thing he did was team up with Dustin Rhodes.
That shouldn't make no sense.
It didn't make sense. It didn't.
Yeah.
And I like Swerve with the embassy, with Mogul Embassy now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think they feel like
good.
a faction that wrestlers should be fearful of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Swerve's character work, Swerve's presentation is awesome. His character work is great. It's all there.
Bro, he could literally be, if you take like the mystique of like Bray Wyatt, right? But then like the intensity of like, I don't know, an early CM Punk. You could take like a bunch of different elements and see that Swerve has all the makings for something unique and interesting and something and something that people would actually follow and watch TV for. And instead they book him in the most mundane fashion.
I know. He takes a DQ loss to Dustin Rhodes. Really?
It looked like Dustin was about to beat the guy. Yeah.
Like what kind of booking is that?
I know. Yeah.
You have Swerve bust the cinder block on Keith Lee's chest. Keith Lee is off TV for maybe a week, 2 weeks max. He comes out and he just wants to beat the hell out of Swerve.
Yeah, right.
That's all you got to do.
He's a wrecking machine now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. And people would be into it. At this point, it's 6 months on.
Yeah.
Like how?
I saw people on. I saw like it was a relatively highly upliked tweet on Twitter where somebody was like, "What's even the story there?" And the guy was like, "Come on, there's a story here." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's 6 months ago." Like,
and they haven't really elaborated on that story since.
How much like start and stop can you have? Like in the meantime, Swerve has lost to Darby Allin, who I know he's in the main event of the pay-per-view, but it's like, man, you can't be doing that. It's like you can't be putting 2 guys who need a win, Jay White and Ricky Starks, in a feud and then just not do it. They just don't do anything. Like Ricky beats it, he like hits him with a chair, gets DQ'd, says, "No, I did that for a reason." And then they're just like thrown in this battle royal. Like none of it makes any sense. The only thing I was thinking with Swerve and Lee, was maybe they want to save some matches. And again, I'm doing devil's advocate in a situation where the benefit of the doubt just doesn't exist. But for the sake of conversation, I was thinking maybe, just maybe, they have a bunch of events coming up. They've got like Forbidden Door coming up. They've got, I know it's still 6 weeks away, but they got the Wembley stuff and they got All Out after All In. And then
that's 3 months away. That's 3 months away. That's end of August is All In.
End of August is All In. It's end of August?
Yeah, end of August, and then the following week is All Out.
It's been 6 months. Why not take it 9 months? I don't know. Dude, I've got no answers. Well, maybe they're doing this. Maybe Swerve and Keith Lee are going to main event a Rampage. like a post collision. Maybe they're putting him. Was Keith Lee advertised for the collision?
No.
Okay. Well, Swerve?
No.
Maybe they'll be on collision. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't tell you. I know it's stupid. I saw that when I saw that the graphic this morning because you and Cody were talking here. Hey, they got they announced the lineup. I was like, oh, let's see, is Miro in this thing? Because I had mentioned him for my predictions.
No,
he's not in this. Orange Cassidy's totally in this, by the way.
Yeah, he is. Let's go through the lineup, and then we can talk more about it. So you got Butcher and Blade. You got Bandito, Commander,
hold
Lee
on,
Moriarty.
Let's slow down a little bit. Butcher and Blade, are they in a feud right now with anybody? They were palling around with somebody, weren't they?
With Kip.
Yeah.
They were feuding with Best Friends, I think.
Oh, were they? Well, that's not happening
think. Anyways. Bandito and Commander.
Okay, yeah.
So Bandito is kind of like unofficial member of Best Friends now.
Yeah.
Then you got Lee Moriarty and Big Bill.
Okay, yeah. They're not feuding with anybody.
And then you got Varsity Athletes.
Okay.
You got Best Friends.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kip Sabian.
Mm-hmm.
Lucha Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Starks.
Mm-hmm.
Orange Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
Jay White.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Juice Robinson.
Yeah.
Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And Dustin Rhodes. So anybody that's not Orange Cassidy, you think, oh, they could win it? Guess what? Someone they're feuding with is also in this battle royal. They're all going to eliminate each other.
Can we talk about like the fact that they debuted Jay White as big free agent signing, and he's already in this like multi-man battle royal on a pay-per-view? His first pay-per-view, he's in like this battle royal. Well, she ain't gonna win.
No.
And if he did, it's weak anyways.
Like whoever beats Orange Cassidy at this juncture should pin him to win it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is
it's got to be a one-on-one. It's got to be like a real feud thing.
Exactly. So I mean, this is going to be like Orange Cassidy. Like he's like worked himself to nearly not be able to compete. He's got tape everywhere, you know, because he wrestles every week. He's defending the title like 22 times or something like that. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of going to kind of be his last hurrah, his swan song as champion. And then the next challenger he faces, he's probably going to lose the belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I think. Yeah, might be
whether
Malachi,
that's Malachi, because a few weeks back, House of Black was feuding with Best Friends.
Put it on Miro. Orange Cassidy
Miro.
he's in the collision graphic, as is Miro. Put it on Miro.
Yeah, put it on Miro. But yeah, I mean, why are Jay White and Ricky Starks in this battle royal when they should have a match themselves? But as you mentioned, they're two people that need wins.
They're both two guys. There is no way to book that match.
No.
They're two guys who need wins now.
Yeah.
And you can't. Yeah, totally.
It's head scratching booking. Let's talk about this before we get to the breakdown of the show. Kyle Fletcher challenged Orange Cassidy for the international title last night to open the show, and it was announced that Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, have signed with All Elite Wrestling. Mark Davis is out of action. I think it was a meniscus injury.
Yeah.
And according to Fightful Select, I believe, AEW, Tony Khan is covering the costs of Mark Davis's surgery.
That's cool. That's good. Yeah. No, it's a good. It's a good signing. It's a really good signing for both AEW and Aussie Open. You know, developing them for 3 years from now when they go to WWE.
Well, apparently, according to Fightful Select, the WWE was interested in Aussie Open as well.
Yeah, as well they should be. They're terrific. They're really
really good. And I believe they're relatively young.
Yeah, I think they are too. I mean, one guy looks like in his mid-40s, but Kyle looks like he's 18.
Yeah.
But Mark Davis, he's the guy who looks old. But yeah, no, that's great. We've heard we hear their reputation sort of preceded them. We watched their matches. They're phenomenal wrestlers. They're really, really good.
They're a really good tag team,
And about 5 years, they'll make some really great Raw tag team champions. So I'm just a joke. Come on, man. It's just a joke.
Well, I'm laughing, aren't I?
What are we eating? No, I'm talking to the comments.
Oh,
whatever
gotcha.
comments are being left right now, at whatever time in the future when this goes up, that's who I'm talking to, man.
Gotcha.
Couple of E-drones.
Man, that is your phrase du jour of late,
it makes me laugh. That phrase just makes me laugh. It really does. I don't know why. I really don't even know why. It's because it's so silly, probably. Anyways, Larson, before we get to our recap, you want to pay some bills?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's take a quick break here. Get a word from our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. Hey, Steve, I got another story for you.
Another one?
This one doesn't involve me directly, but I'm involved in it. So many years ago, when I was working retail, I had a customer come to me and say, a shelf broke and a bunch of stuff fell on me.
Oh my gosh. Do you know
Yeah.
what fell on them?
No, I have no idea. They didn't provide those details. I just directed them to customer service, and hopefully management took care of them.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, the point is that accidents can happen at any time, and you can be injured because of those accidents when you least expect it. And if you're ever injured, you could check out America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan has a proven record of getting their clients full and fair compensation. They've recovered more than $15 billion for their clients.
That's right. Morgan & Morgan has over 100 offices nationwide, and you can submit your claim in 8 clicks or less. It's more like ordering takeout than hiring a lawyer, and you could do it without getting off your couch. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/raw or dial #law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone.
That's forthepeople.com/raw or #law, pound 529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
There we go. Anyways, AEW kicked off with Orange Cassidy putting his international title on the line against Kyle Fletcher, of course. I wonder if that's probably why they waited to announce the entire field, because, like, he has this 21-man battle royal that was already announced last week. He's putting up his title right now.
Yeah.
So he could have lost this thing, but we all
But then
kinda
Kyle
knew.
Fletcher could have defended it 21 person battle royal.
Right, yeah, exactly. Anyways,
Well, that's
really
a good
fun.
question. If Kyle Fletcher had won the belt here,
Yeah.
you know, considering it was Orange Cassidy is the one that more or less issued the open challenge to, and 20 people answered it. If Kyle had won this, be like, nope, battle royal's off.
So, I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. One, luckily, we never had to confront because this was a foregone conclusion. This was a showcase, if you will, for Kyle Fletcher.
It was a really good showcase for Kyle Fletcher.
I know. He's fantastic. He's really good.
He is really good. Let's go through some of the beats here. Orange Cassidy's coming to the ring just taped up. His hand's taped up. He's got the tape on his back.
Right.
Tape all over him. He's like holding his neck halfway through the match. He's just beat up. I mean, it seems like he can lose this title at any juncture.
Yeah.
And he takes a lot from Kyle Fletcher. A lot.
He does, yeah.
Like that spinning tombstone combo towards the end. Kicks out of that. That Michinoku driver off the second rope. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was crazy.
Orange kicked out of that.
Orange Cassidy's like 39 years old, man. He should be doing that stuff.
I know. So then Fletcher's looking for his finisher, which is a hammerlock pile driver. Orange reverses that into a DDT. Fletcher responds with a super kick, looks for the finisher again, but Orange reverses that into a roll-up to get the win. I like that Orange, at this juncture, can barely get his finisher off.
Yeah, I know. So you don't think, like, I mean, look, I don't think they're going to do the thing where, like, he sort of, you know, bitches out of actually being in the Battle Royal. So I don't know. I mean, is there anybody in the field that this could, for the sake of argument, go to? Like, I mean, it's got to be because he's walking into Collision with this thing, man.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I do
think
so.
so. I mean, if you take whoever's in a feud, the feuds that are in theory going on, going into this battle royal, if you take that out of your mind, Jay White could win this, Ricky Starks could win this, Keith Lee could win this, Swerve can win this.
Well, here's
Penta
the thing.
could win this, Phoenix can win this.
Look,
There's a lot of people in the
Swerve
field
and
that could.
Keith Lee and Swerve could win this, but under Tony Khan, they're not going to win this. Jay White is like one possibility, I guess. But then what? He's going to be feuding with Ricky Starks still going into Collision. That doesn't make any sense. No, he's totally going to win this thing.
Yeah,
I'm just sort of curious.
Retained, yeah.
I'm just sort of curious, like, how they're going to. And I say believably. I know that he's number one, a comedy character for the most part. But you know, at the same time, yeah, he is pretty well beat up to have to last 21 dudes.
Maybe he'll do what Road Dogg did in the Rumble those years ago and just hold on that bottom rope till the end.
That's what I would do, man. That's what I would do. I just don't know if they're going to book him to do that, you know?
Yeah, down to like, I don't know, the final 2 or 3. And then the Orange Punch Big Bill out to win it.
I mean, I think the idea is like he's going to be super, like this is going to be, I think you even said this, like sort of his last big hurrah, you know?
Yeah.
By the time he gets through this, he's going to be easy pickings for Miro on June 17th, perhaps.
Yeah, or Malachi or whoever it might be.
Yeah, Malachi's going to be on that Collision show too.
Yeah.
Or at least he's in the graphic.
Yep. So next we got a Ricky Starks interview. He says, it's no secret that I'm a hothead. Last week, and you probably think, I got too many last weeks in this. I apologize. It's no secret that I'm a hothead. You probably think last week I acted out of emotion. But I'm here to let you know I was in full control every single week. It's the same thing. I get beat up by Jay and Juice every single match, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. If no one here is going to do anything about it, I'm going to have to take matters in my own hand because I have nothing to lose anymore. This Sunday at the Blackjack Battle Royal, I'm refocusing my energy on winning the international title because guess what? What I can do to 2 guys, I can do to 20 men. So then Juice rushes in. Ricky! Rushes in, attacks Starks. Ricky starts fighting back. Jay White joins in, throws Starks into a road case. And while Juice is on top of Ricky hitting some ground and pound, Jay's over here mocking Ricky's pose, which is pretty funny. And then Jay hits Ricky with a chair and says to him, you think you're done with Bullet Club Gold? No, we're having too much fun making your life a living hell.
Yeah, man. He's done with them, but they're not done with him.
Nope.
Let's pause for a quick moment because we got some super chats here.
Oh, cool.
First up from High Plains Drifter says, Tony Khan has Peter Griffin attention span when he sees a cool red ball. I've never been a big Family Guy, but I think I get that reference there. I've seen enough clips.
I kind of put it together.
Yeah, right. Jose Alaguna says, Sabu came out and I thought, is this my guy? Yeah, he's about the age of Cybernetica, or Heavy Metal, rather.
Heavy Metal, yeah.
Just Me James here. YouTube channel member now for a month. Re-up says
so much.
$1 in the swear jar for Larson there.
Oh, yeah. I did swear.
Yeah, man. Hey, you got that passion right there.
It doesn't make any. What they're doing over there a lot of times doesn't make any sense at AEW.
Yeah, I know, man. And we're gonna have 2 more hours of it too.
Oh dear.
Primetime Rambo here with the super chat says, why was Keith Lee even a part of the Adam Cole storyline? He added nothing. I don't know.
Fair question.
I don't know.
Don't
and
know.
then the next week, when somebody could have came out and helped out the Britt Baker stuff, he wasn't there.
Wasn't there.
That
could have been someone that Adam Cole could have said, hey, I got someone that's going to help me out.
I got this enforcer here.
Keith Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you could have got Swerve involved in that whole thing too.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you build people too. You know, it's like, oh, they do cool stuff, and you keep doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
After that, it says here, Steve fell asleep. Oh, that's why, because it's a Jungle Boy promo. He says, I drove into Las Vegas last night, and I thought about all the times I've driven down that exact same road to get here. I used to drive down here with my. It sounds like he's like a 50-year-old. I used to drive down here with my buddies to wrestle a little casino.
If only he had like the texture and character to his voice of a 50-year-old, this might have been more interesting.
He should have been smoking cigarettes this whole time. Yeah, I drove down here during one of the most difficult times of my life for the first Double or Nothing. Last year, after Double or Nothing, I drove home with Christian Cage next to me, and I had no idea that a few weeks later my world would be turned upside down. Every time I make that drive, I'm a little bit different than the time before. The one thing is always the same. The feeling I get when I stand inside of that ring. That ring gives me a purpose. That ring has let me be the man that I want to be. That ring has let me live the life that I choose to live. And Monday morning when it comes time to drive home on that very same road, I'm going to do it as AEW World Champion. Hell yeah.
So that was much better. Much better.
Yeah, right?
It's a little texture, a little character to the voice.
Yeah, man, a little Stone Cold or some Jake Roberts. I sort of went from one to the other.
Yeah, it vacillated, but the point stands.
Right, yeah, exactly.
The point stands.
Gravitas, leather.
Yeah, gravitas is the word. Yeah,
gravitas.
Needs some gravitas.
Yeah.
I mean, this felt like a audition reel for a community theater project.
It looked like one too. It was lit
it
like
did.
one.
The way it was lit. I know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how many wrestlers we've seen early in their careers are not good promos and eventually become good promos? Let's say the Jungle Boy can't eventually become a good promo. He needs reps, so he's getting the reps.
Yeah, like sometimes they literally just need to get older. Like one day I think Wardlow is going to be a decent promo.
Yeah.
I could see Jungle Boy. He just needs to add like 15 years.
Yeah. The cat's moving.
She's doing some tap dancing there on my laminate. Let's see if she's going to make it.
On the
she's
couch?
Old. She's old. Come on. Good girl. There we go.
There we go.
Good to go.
You know, this first hour of Dynamite was very talky.
Yeah, I know. Because then we had an FTR promo. Oh, I can't stand these guys. So Cash says, dude, because
They
here's
were
the
very
thing.
condescending to Mark Briscoe, weren't they?
Okay, number one, this is my problem with this. So it's mainly Dax, right? So Cash says, so Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, it'd be easy for me to stand here and say that you're carnies. It would be easy for me to say that you're trash. It'd be easier for me to say you're only where you are because you politics your way there. Number one, you'd be wrong because Jeff Jarrett's dad got him there, but Jeff Jarrett's been doing this since like 1989.
He's won world championships all over the globe.
Right, exactly. Jay Lethal, same with him, right?
Yeah.
He says, so it would not be easy to say that. You'd be wrong if you said that.
Yeah.
Continuing on, he says, but the bottom line is every step of the way you've outsmarted us. We've known what you're going to try. We've known what you're going to do, and you've still done it because you're smart. I can't take that away from you. You're good, but more importantly, you've been lucky. So which is it? Which is it? Which is it?
You just said they were smart. If they're smart, they're not being lucky.
They're not being lucky if they're being smart. Sunday, your luck runs out. And then Dax, oh boy, says this. If you think a couple of guitars are going to keep us down, that ain't happening. Jeff, you've broken 1 million guitars and you can't stay irrelevant. I've heard that line before. So what did you do? You've attached your name to the greatest tag team in the world today. I don't blame you, Jeff. What, the Usos? I don't blame you, Jeff, because I'd probably do the same damn thing. But if you think the head of the tag division is going to be a couple of rejects from TNA, nah, that ain't going to happen. That is so disrespectful.
It is.
That is so disrespectful.
It really is.
To refer to TNA. Number one, I have come around to Jeff Jarrett in TNA, and he was wildly entertaining.
Here's some facts for you.
Give me some facts, Larson.
Impact used to get like double the ratings that Dynamite gets.
Oh no, you didn't say that. Oh, that hurts. He says after Double or Nothing, you might want to call it Queen of the Mountain and make sure you've got some job security. By Queen of the Mountain, I don't mean your bitch of a wife, Karen. I mean Dixie Carter. Now, look, I know Dax has entered the podcast field, but that is the most nerdy, marky podcast guy reference you can make. Dixie Carter. Come on, man. Be a little bit better than that.
Yeah. So Mark Briscoe comes to the ring, and both Cash and Dax are just really condescending to Mark. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised he slapped the shit out of Dax. So Cash says, Mark, I know you're mad. You have every reason to be, but listen to me. Don't let them make you look stupid. Really?
Yeah.
This guy is your friend.
I know.
So you say.
Yeah.
Says, he continues, last year, 3 times we went to hell and back with you and your brother. And this year, we'll go to hell and back. We'll go to hell and back for you. So Mark responds, no doubt. We're blood brothers for life. That's why I got to know. What was that pile driver all about, man? He looks to Dax, and he kind of laughs it off at first. He says, I couldn't see. I meant to pile drive one of those other pieces of shit. I didn't mean to pile drive you. I apologize. Shake my hand like a man, please.
So he's demanding he accepts the apology.
So then Dax extends his hand to Mark, and Mark smacks it away.
Yeah.
And then Dax says, I love you, man. I love your family. But I'm not going to let you disrespect me on television. Shake my hand like a man. Instead, Mark slaps the taste out of Dax's mouth.
Yeah.
So then FTR starts yelling at Mark. Mark starts yelling at FTR. Eventually, Mark leaves the ring. And when that happens, then you have Jarrett, Lethal, Dutt, Karen, and Satnam Singh come out. So Mark's just like making his way past Karen, past Sanjay, goes up to the ramp where Lethal and Satnam Singh are. And Lethal's trying to give him a hug. Mm-hmm. And Mark says to him, look, man, I don't give a damn about none of those clowns. You're my friend. You know that. Mm-hmm. But I'm getting tired of this bullshit.
Yeah.
And then leaves.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I really just want Lethal and Jarrett to win this thing, but I don't think they're going to.
Ideally, it'd be Lethal and Jarrett winning with the help of Mark Briscoe.
Right, yeah. Now, look, man, they might have approached Mark Briscoe trying to get info on how to beat FTR. I get that.
Yeah.
But they did work on the farm. They were babysitting the kid. They were having a good time. They were very respectful to Papa Briscoe.
I mean, I feel like they were being fairly transparent. I know at first they kind of denied they were looking for information about how to beat FTR. But what did Jeff Jarrett say? Let's go fishing and talk strategy.
Right.
Jeff Jarrett, at least, is being very upfront with what he's expecting from this friendship.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, man. No, FTR, they're the heels here.
I agree.
They're the heels. I'm going to treat them as such. Anyways, we got a re-up channel member here. Lucha Club Studio says, I'm going to take a wild guess here and say CM Punk will show up at the end of Double or Nothing to start a program with MJF. Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I think that maybe he shows up at Double or Nothing.
Wait, who's that?
Punk.
Oh, yeah.
Lucha Club Studio said maybe he's going to show up to start a feud with MJF. I think it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility he shows up at the end at Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lord
They
Blake.
need something exciting to happen at the end of that show.
You need something, yeah. Well, but hold on a second. Yeah, I don't know. Have they announced? Do we know, like in the media call or something, what is going to go on last? Is it going to be the Pillars
I'm
match?
assuming the title is going on last because I think most of the time it has been the title.
Yeah, I think it has been too, but it's not the best story. It's not even close.
No,
The Elite Blackpool Combat Club should be number one.
Yeah.
After that, we had Sammy Guevara interview, and she relays a message from MJF. She says, offer still stands, and if you want to lay down in the main event, you'd still receive that check. And Sammy says, Max, I know you'll watch this. It's a lot of money, but hell no, I'm not going to lay down for you. Here's a new concept for you. You can't buy everything, and Sammy Guevara is not for sale. Now, I guess. He was before. He says, I never would have got here if I was. My whole life, people tried to buy me out of my dreams. I had bosses offer me promotions, offer me more money, but to get all that they said, I had to live in the real world and grow up. Yeah, go ahead.
Anytime you've been offered a promotion or more money, has any of your bosses ever told you, I'm only going to give you this so long as you give up your dreams and work solely for me?
So no, but
okay.
Everywhere I've worked, my raises have been like automatic. Like gotcha. I worked at the bank, Steve did a good job. Here's your, 5%
Okay,
raise.
fair enough.
Thank you. I did. Well, no. So here's the thing. Like, your point absolutely stands. Your point totally stands. But that being said, I won't go into that story here. Anyways, Sammy Guevara says the same thing I'm going to tell Max. You can shove that offer right up your ass because I'm living in the real world. Now that kid's all grown up, and not only did I make it as a pro wrestler, but I'm the man who's going to take the AEW world title from you.
It's not going to happen, Sammy.
Not going to happen, Sammy. Sorry.
Before we move on to the rest of the show, hey, if you're watching this on YouTube live, on demand, if you could, give this video a thumbs up, a like. We're new to this whole podcasting thing.
Yeah.
Here it really helps us. If you like what you hear, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, notify bell. We do five of these a week at least.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes more. Apparently it all helps the show. Just trying to grow this thing, man.
Also, a bit of a programming note. So tomorrow, no show because we're going to do that. We're going to do our fifth show of the week on Saturday for Night of Champions. And then, of course, on Sunday, we're going to do the review for Double or Nothing after the show.
Yeah.
Monday, we're off, and we'll be back on Tuesday with a Raw review.
Correct.
So there you go.
Correct. Then we had House of Black taking on Blake Christian, AR Fox, and Metalik in trios action. What do you think of the lights, the house lights for the open house match?
I love it. I love it.
It's like they're in some sort of wormhole, isn't it?
Yeah. Their presentation's outstanding from beginning to end.
Yep.
House of Black's presentation is outstanding. It really is. It's really great. Oh yeah. Also another tonight, it's Thursday. My GM at 6:30.
Yes.
Exclusively at the Twitch. No. We do it both. We do it Twitch and YouTube. We do it both.
Yeah. I remember what I did on the last episode.
I know.
Might be over there in that notepad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This
was a fun bout.
Really fun bout. Dude, I can watch AR Fox do that one thing, like the springboard onto the outside.
450, yeah.
Oh, it's so cool looking. It's really so scary looking, yeah.
It really is. House of Black wins, though. Not by hitting their usual finisher, though. Each member of the House of Black locked in a submission move on either AR Fox, Blake Christian, or Metalik. It was cool that Buddy was using the reverse cloverleaf. It's like Rhea Ripley does. That's pretty neat.
Oh, I know. That's so sweet.
Malachi puts a knee bar on Metalik, and then Brody is choking out Blake Christian. He's dangling off the apron.
I know. That's so cool. I love when he does that.
And AR Fox taps.
Yeah.
And House of Black retains. Yeah, the presentation for House of Black is just top notch.
They're so good. Like, they need to be like main event level guys. They really do.
I know.
They need to figure that out. Yeah, it's so good. I mean, maybe add another person for like a tag team and then have Brody Have Brody go after like a international and have Malachi go after the world title or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There are two factions. I love them so much, and I love the what the Blackpool Combat Club has become.
Yeah.
They're so damn good.
They are really good. I mean, I don't know if we want to get into the conversation about potential trios bout at Double or Nothing right now, because it is kind of, I mean, it's not that huge of a spoiler because they've been alluding to it for a little bit.
All right. So here's the thing. You and I have openly speculated on this show that that's what the match was going to be.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert for Rampage, a match was set up for the trios titles. You can skip ahead a couple minutes if you want to. We're going to talk about it now, so spoiler alert. Looks like it's going to be the Acclaimed versus House of Black for the trios titles at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, that's a tough one because you got two teams that are both super over.
Yeah.
And two teams that really shouldn't be taking losses at this juncture.
And I don't like the Acclaim's chances at that.
I don't either. I feel like Billy Gunn is about to get pinned.
I think he is too. I mean, it's the advantage for the House of Black because it's like their rules match.
Yep.
I guess can be used to explain it, but in a general booking sense, the Acclaim never should have lost their tag titles in the first place.
No, they shouldn't have.
That was silly. I mean, you can sort of just see what happened and why that happened. It's kind of obvious why it happened. And I thought that's silly because I don't think FTR needs those titles.
Nope,
They're FTR.
They don't.
But evidently they wanted them, so they got them. Anyways, so yeah, that looks like it's going to be the match. It should be a fun one, although it's going to be kind of weird to see. They're like diametrically opposed personalities for teams, So it's going to be interesting to see how those personalities clash with that match.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Well, it's a bummer that there wasn't a much more specific build between those two teams because there could have been some good stuff.
Yeah.
Whether that meant some singles matches, some backstage segments, something like that.
I know.
There could have been some really good stuff to build some heat for this bout, but it's just one of those things they announced 2 days before the show. And
an Acclaimed music video where they mock House of Black. Right? How did we not get that? How did we not get that in this build?
Would have been great.
Yeah, man.
Would have been great.
After that, we had the Elite. I think you froze. Let's see if I can fish you back here. We've had all sorts of internet issues today. Our stream dropped out at one point.
Then commentary said, there we go. I should be back now.
There he is. You're back. You're good.
Am I back?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Sorry. So I was saying this video package was advertised as some sort of Elite reunion one, but it was more about Anarchy in the Arena last year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was followed by a Blackpool Combat Club promo, though I really like this. Danielson said, we have two objectives this week for the Blackpool Combat Club. Number one, tonight, Claudio, Wheeler, Yuta, they win the Ring of Honor tag titles, and they take tag wrestling to a whole other level. Objective number two is this Sunday at Anarchy in the Arena when we end the Elite. Mox says, we're the best in the world. I don't say that lightly. I don't say that because it sounds cool. I'm not trying to sell you anything. When I say that, my hand doesn't shake. And sure enough, it didn't shake.
No, it didn't.
Is that a thing? Like, what do I have to say to see if my hand shakes, Larson?
Maybe the idea is you say that, but you're not sure about it, so you're nervous that you're saying that. And when you're nervous, you can tremble a little bit.
I'm pretty sure we're my favorite wrestling podcast. Going in Raw is my favorite wrestling podcast.
Going in Raw is my favorite wrestling podcast.
Hey, look at that. Are you shaking there? Oh, you are shaking. Oh, my gosh. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. FTR is the best tag team in the world.
Oh, wow.
Look at this thing go.
All right, say the Usos are the best tag team.
The Usos are the best tag team in the world. Throw the ones up. Anyways, continuing on. We like to joke here at Going in Raw. People, don't take it so seriously. He says, I say that because the standard we set for ourselves every single day and every single time we step foot in the ring. I don't know why I turn in a big bill. He says fans open their pockets and they part with their money and their time to watch the greatest sport in the world. We do this job the way it's meant to be done, and there's nobody in this world better than us. This is the major leagues, kids, and at this level, there's only one thing that matters. Are you willing to stand in the line of fire? Are you willing to step up to the plate and deliver when it counts?
Are you ready to challenge the champ?
Are you ready to wrestle the champ? This Sunday, it's going to count. And this Sunday, the Blackpool Combat Club will deliver Anarchy in the Arena in a storm of violence. We'll stand calm, ready to take aim and fire, and you'll see the difference between professionals and amateurs.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, it was good stuff, man. That was good stuff.
It was good. You feel like a promo like that adds to the feud, adds fire to it.
I know, yeah.
Mox promising all sorts of crazy violence. Next, we got another really long MJF promo. I'll try to paraphrase some of this. He comes out and insults the city of Las Vegas. He says, a lot of people are asking him, how does he feel with the cards stacked against him and at Double or Nothing? And he insults Sammy, Darby, Jungle Boy. Mm-hmm. He says, I'm fully aware how important this matchup is heading into Sunday. The four of us heading the main event to pay-per-view for the world title. A lot of people didn't know who we were before we joined AEW, because he's talking about how this match doesn't get more homegrown than the four of them in it.
Yeah.
And he says, we aren't just a part of AEW. We are AEW. However, I don't want to be anymore, to be perfectly honest. To be honest, I'm kind of bored around here.
Yeah, so like that first part leading up to "We Are AEW" was very babyface. It was very buy this pay-per-view,
He was putting the four of them over.
Rah, yeah, exactly.
Where they've gone since the beginning of the first Double or Nothing to this one, yeah.
And then his tone really changed. He went,
yes.
I'll be honest though, I don't want to be here anymore. I'll just pick it up. He says, I'm kind of sick of this place. I'm sick of the lack of competency. I'm sick of the AEW fans not showing me the respect I deserve. And Tony Khan knows that. Tony Khan also knows my contract's coming up. Oh, you guys don't like when I bring that up. You think it's coincidence that I have to fight 3 other men and I don't have to get pinned to lose my belt? Tony Khan and all of you are hitting the panic button because you don't want somebody to take Triple B off me, do you? Well, guess what? You should be worried, because I may just take my ball and go home, because this is my ball. This is my ball. I earned this ball, and I've run with it faster than anyone can keep up with around here. This Sunday, you people are going to find out that these 3 men are talented, but like the rest of the roster, none of them are on the level of the devil. Hey, let me ask you this. His big contract thing is going to play out at the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Are they going to do the thing where Punk wins it from him to stop him from doing what Punk did, and that's leave with the title? Or are they actually going to do a thing where MJF wins, leaves, and does what WWE should have done and have MJF defend that title at places like that indie promotion that he used to be at, the Creator Wrestler that he was at?
Yeah, Creator Pro, yeah.
Creator Wrestler. How do you this is a wild tangent here.
I mean, like the latter scenario is a more interesting one, because personally, and this isn't necessarily a slight towards CM Punk, I just don't want to see CM Punk with the title anytime soon.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of talent right now in AEW that doesn't get an opportunity to wrestle consistently in the main event level.
Yeah.
That I would much rather see as world champion as opposed to CM Punk. CM Punk does not need that belt.
Yeah. Yeah. But given the, I agree with you, given the symmetry, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I understand all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're probably going to do that. I don't know if Punk's going to win it or not, but
it'd be more interesting though if they tried to do it than MJF beats CM Punk to do that, and they actually do it the way WWE should have done it, rather than just Punk was off TV for a couple weeks and he's like, oh, I signed a new huge contract, I get my ice cream bars finally. So Darby Allin comes to the ring. MJF tells the production truck to cut his music. Says, Darby, I'm glad you came out here in your cute little stilts.
He had really big, his shoes had giant platforms on them.
Yeah,
on the bottom.
What, 2 or 3 inches thick?
Yeah.
MJF continues, but I'm a little busy. You got something you want to say to my face? So Darby says, Max, I've lost a lot in this life, but I've never lost my mind. I know exactly who Darby Allin is and where I'm going. This wasn't always the case. Back in 2011, I graduated from high school in Seattle, and everybody told me to play it safe. Don't expect much in life. I listened to those people. You know where it got me? It got me working at the 99-cent store cleaning toilets. It says, I wasn't meant to be cleaning toilets. I was meant to be a pro wrestler. So I moved from Seattle to Atlanta and started living in my car. Long nights in that car, and I would talk to myself and say, you don't deserve to leave this car until you make it as a pro wrestler. And AEW came and saved my sanity because this company gave me something. It lets me live the way I want to live inside and outside this ring. For example, no other company is going to let me skateboard with Tony Hawk or let me jump a car over my house with Travis Pastrana. Hell, even next year, I'm climbing Mount Everest, because MJF referenced Darby wanted to climb Mount Everest.
Yeah, he wants to climb Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Apparently.
He says, Darby says, you cannot create me. I am me. I want to be the face of AEW and become that. I need to become world champion this Sunday at Double or Nothing. I'm taking your title, and I might even do it with a headlock takeover. So then MJF kicks Darby in the front area. He's getting ready to hit Darby with a Dynamite diamond ring. Sammy Guevara runs, makes the save. MJF runs up the ramp. Jungle Boy's music hits. He hits MJF with the clothesline and picks up the AEW titles. Looks like Jungle Boy's eating the pin on Sunday.
Seems like it. That seems to be the case, which makes all the sense in the world.
Yep.
After that, we had a video package for Wardlow and Christian Cage with the TNT title, the ladder match coming up. Didn't really give us much go-home math here, but it was decent enough.
Yeah, it was fine. It was just Wardlow saying, Christian, you've been in a bunch of ladder matches and won a lot of them. Well, I'm going to beat you in a ladder match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah. After that, we had Taya Valkyrie taking on the AEW debut, I think, of Lady Frost.
At least on TV, yeah.
Yeah. Her presentation's fantastic.
Awesome. She's really good.
Yeah, she's really good in the ring, too.
She's really good.
Yeah. Taya gets the win here, though, with the road to Valhalla. While she's wrestling, Jade and her people come to the stage. And then, so she gets the one with the road to Valhalla. Yeah. I don't really see. I mean, this feud has not had much going for it because they haven't really invested a whole lot into it besides they have the same finisher. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. Should be a good match, though. Taya's fun to watch.
Yeah, this should be a fun bout. But yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of heat to this story.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tony Khan announces that the debut episode of Collision will in fact be taking place June 17th in Chicago.
And then it was yay, CM Punk, or boo. We're not sure about that.
I don't know. Then we had a Hangman Page interview. Alex Marvez asked him about his friendship with Kenny and the Young Bucks, and he says, it's funny that you use that word because I think that Matt and Nick and myself used to be best friends, but for me and Kenny, it was always different. I don't know if we were ever really friends, certainly not best friends, but after everything we've been through, I've come to realize that we've always been something more than that, and that's family. Family sticks together no matter where life takes them. This Sunday, life takes us to Anarchy in the Arena, and the lead up to it, Blackpool has taken from us. They almost took my eye, they took Matt's arm, they took Nick's shoulder, and I ain't mad about it, but somehow they managed to cost Kenny Don. But the price you run up with us is too high. This Sunday, you pay in blood.
You pay in blood. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that was good stuff. So then we get more talking. Adam Cole and Chris Jericho with their contract signing. Cole comes to the ring first with Roderick Sean Ross Sapp. And then Jericho, well, his logo is literally an SRS.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jericho comes out. Shivani says, everybody here has agreed to no physicality. Tony gives the contract to Cole first. He signs it, tosses it to Jericho, who sits. And Cole says, for weeks, I wondered why you did what you did. I couldn't process why you thought it was a good idea to handcuff me to the ropes and make me watch as Britt was beaten with a kendo stick. And you directed traffic. Maybe it's because you're a scumbag. Maybe it's because you're a disgusting human. And while you are both of those things, you did it because you think you're invincible because you're Chris Jericho, and AEW should be thankful to have you. Well, Chris, we're going to find out how invincible you are when I beat the hell out of you. AEW should be thankful this is an unsanctioned match because the blood won't be on their hands. It'll be on mine, and that's the way I like it. So he just talks about breaking him a bunch, and he says we're going to find out. He talks about breaking his jaw, breaking his legs, breaking his hands. And then Jericho stands up, and he's about to sign, and he says, I think that head injury may have affected you. The attack you described on Britt didn't happen like you explained it. Jericho throws to the video, and Jericho says, what kind of man lets the love of his life get her ass handed to her? You're a coward, Cole, and that proves it right there. You want an unsanctioned match against me? You can't beat the Ocho. He said, and he signs it. And he says, you're not going to end me, Cole. Once again, you're outsmarted. There's 5 of us and only 2 of you. And Cole says, you're right, which is why I made a phone call to someone I know who lives here in Vegas, and he knows someone who's crazier than anybody in the Jericho Appreciation Society. And Jericho's like, who? And he says, homicidal, genocidal, suicidal. Or the other way around, sorry. And then Sabu walks to the ring. He poses. Cole throws him a chair. He chucks it at Menard. And then Jericho Appreciation Society freak out and leave.
Yeah.
So now the new Undisputed Era. Sean Ross Sapp, Adam Cole, Bebe, and Sabu. It's the power
Never
trio.
Would have thought that.
It's like the triple threat back in the day in ECW. They used to change members all the time.
Yeah, but I don't believe Sabu was ever in that.
No, he wasn't. But I was just saying, factions,
gotcha,
they could change it up quite a bit.
All right. You say so. Then we had a Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm video package. hyping up their match, Double or Nothing. Then we had Roderick Strong versus Daniel Garcia. You've seen the clip from PWG where Roderick Strong chops Adam Cole right in the front area, right?
I think I probably have, not recently.
It's hilarious. Well, he did it to Daniel Garcia here, and it was great.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He was dancing on the ring steps. It's from behind, so you don't really see it that well, but Garcia's dancing on the steps, and Roderick Strong gets up, chops him right in the front area.
Mm-hmm.
Fun bout. Roderick Strong gets the win here. Garcia hits Uranagi gets a 2 with that. Roderick puts him up on his shoulders. Garcia gouges his eyes to escape, puts on the Dragon Tamer. Strong escapes that, boots off Garcia, hits a gutbuster, and follows with End of Heartache to get the W.
That is
so
correct.
They're booking stuff. Roddy. They're booking Roddy Strong so far in AEW.
After that, it's apropos that our stream keeps dropping out because today's episode's a bit of a mess. After that, we got Willow. Oh, they did this really great video package.
Yeah.
Where she won the New Japan Strong Women's title, which was really great.
Yeah. They mentioned Mercedes Moné and showed some video footage.
Her. Ooh, Sasha Banks in AEW. Has there been any update on Moné? The leg injury?
I know New Japan issued a statement. Let me see.
All right. While you do that, we had our main event after that. Claudio and Wheeler Yuta versus the Lucha Bros for the Ring of Honor titles. Bryan Danielson's on commentary. Says hello to the man in the mask. This is a wildly fun match. In the end, though, it came down to the Elite getting involved here.
It's kind of an underwhelming finish, I'll be honest with you. This is one of those instances where like the show ending with a massive brawl makes all the sense in the world because you're teasing what's going to happen on Sunday.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
having the Young Bucks hide under the ring and sneak out and pull Claudio off the apron so Wheeler could get pinned.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I know.
After a fear factor, and then they run up through the crowd.
Yeah,
and build a ton of heat.
They run away.
The best thing that happens is though after because you kind of see it set up. So Mox does a promo. I'll get to that in a second, but. While Mox is dropping the promo, you see in the background Danielson just laying into Wheeler because on commentary he's like, "Oh, Wheeler, you made a mistake there."
Mm-hmm, yeah.
When he was going for a pin, he's like, "You got to pin both shoulders."
Mm-hmm.
And so you see Danielson in the background just lecturing him. And I guess after cameras turned off, he starts slapping him.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
And Wheeler's just standing there with his hands behind his back.
Oh my God.
It's something else. So after the Lucha Brothers get the win, Young Bucks escape to the crowd. Mox and Danielson come to ringside. They start shouting at the Young Bucks. And Moxley grabs a mic, says, "You laugh and you smile while you can. Take pictures with these fans while you still have your teeth. Because this Sunday, you and your weak-ass friends are going to get plastered on the pavement of Las Vegas Boulevard." Gosh, I hope that match goes out to Las Vegas Boulevard.
That'd be sick. That'd be awesome.
Anarchy in the Arena will be the most violent match in AEW history, and you think the Blackpool Combat Club has taken things too far before, or if you're squeamish at the sight of blood, buckle up, because you haven't seen anything yet.
Oh my God, it's going to be like The Shining, dude. It's going to be like an elevator.
I know.
Just pouring everywhere.
I know.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So I don't know. Pay-per-view will be fun, probably. There'll probably be some good matches there.
But
not the most exciting go-home ever.
The build has been pretty meh for the most part. Pretty meh.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and answer some questions.
Yes. Oh, on point Maggie said earlier when we were talking about the FTR, Jarrett, and Lethal stuff. She mentioned this, and I thought the same when it happened. The visual of Mark Briscoe pushing away Karen Jarrett was ugly. Could have just walked around her, and that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right about that for like the obvious reasons. It was also kind of cartoonish and sort of lacked drama. Like he was just like whoosh, 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 like shoving everybody cartoonishly to the side.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was that too. I was like, don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right, so we've got some questions here on the Patreon and the YouTube. First up from Sunil Dana. God, I'm gonna be one of them dudes who has like the little Captain Kirk.
Reading glasses, huh?
Yeah, the little reading glasses here.
Yeah.
Maybe
we're getting to that age, man.
What is it called? Retinol.
Oh yeah. What he has takes the movie.
I'm allergic to retinol. I know, so I got you these glasses.
They're antiques. It was that and Romulan ale.
Yeah, right.
What did Bone say? And now for the one that'll make you really feel old.
Yeah.
Gives him the reading glasses.
Yeah. So Sunil here says, I've been concerned about this. Is there a portal opening up in Larson's door? I'm terrified for him.
This?
I guess. I don't know.
There's glass here. And so there's a curtain so the sunshine doesn't blast through.
Oh, yeah.
While we do the show.
Wasn't it, who used to deliver directly to the door? Was it like a Magic Spoon or something like that? Like, would they deliver to that? Did you ever get deliveries to that door?
No, this doesn't go to the front. This goes to the backyard.
Didn't go to the front area?
No, not the front area. Blake Whitehouse here says, what ECW legend could Jericho bring in to even the odds against Sabu? One legit answer and one silly answer.
RVD.
All right.
Or Jason the Model.
All right. Sandman.
Legit.
Or
Johnny
Hotbody. Or Surfer Sandman. Sorry. Surfer
Sandman. God.
Yeah,
both of them. Yeah. That's good. Let's see here. Mad King Spencer says, besides Punk, who else would you center Collision around? House of Black?
Miro.
Swerve.
Yeah, make Swerve the star of Collision.
That'd be sick. Lucci Club Studio says, my question is, do you believe Punk will show up at the end of Double or Nothing? I don't know. See, I think it's possible, but I feel like they're going to save him for Chicago.
Something's got to happen at the end of Double or Nothing. Something.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Maybe they're just going to like play like the beginning, like the staticky part of Cult of Personality.
Maybe. Ty Moore here says, which AEW wrestler would also make a good strip club manager at Bullet Club Gold? Well, it's Jay White.
Jay White would be he'd be the manager, of course.
Jay White is the manager.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, Bubba1937 says, shout out to me for graduating college today.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. We love when our friendos achieve in life.
Mm-hmm. Cameron Bortolazzo, will Sabu turn on Adam Cole and side with his ECW, WCW buddy Chris Jericho? No.
I don't think so.
No, Adam Cole's winning this match.
Because that'll make Adam Cole look like an idiot, for one thing.
Yeah.
Number two, Adam Cole's got to win his first pay-per-view match back.
Yeah.
Let's see here. See, this is a question that I appreciate, and I understand y'all want our insight on it. We don't really have a lot of insight to offer here, but Stuart Rogers here says, with all of their ongoing and very expensive legal problems, which I don't even, will Fox be able to afford keeping the SmackDown contract? So I think he's referring to the Fox News situation, how they have to pay up like just an absolute massive amount
almost
of money.
$800 million.
Million to Dominion. And then they have like another lawsuit from like another.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're separate from like Fox proper, right?
Well, Fox sold the movie wing to.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's what they sold. I think Fox TV is still its own thing.
They still have Fox. Yeah, they do because it's part.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was just the movie arm they sold.
Yeah,
my understanding.
They'll be fine. They'll still be able to keep SmackDown.
Yeah,
I would think. I don't know, but again, that's I don't fucking know.
Who knows? I don't know. Nick Kyle's asking which wrestlers in AEW could do with an on-screen manager to cut promos for him.
I don't know. Jungle Boy had Christian Cage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe
I wonder if Jungle Boy would do better, not necessarily with someone doing all the talking for him, someone that he could at least bounce off of. You know.
I kind of feel like Jungle Boy just needs to be the guy that talks less.
Yeah.
He's a very good-looking guy. He's got a good look to him, like in general with the hair and all that kind of stuff and the Jungle Boy packaging and stuff. So I don't know. I kind of feel like, his dad on 90210, he did the really good. He was like the James Dean one who wouldn't talk unless he really needed to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So just do that. Just look good.
Jack Napier.
Anonymous tip. Napier's cleaning out Axis chemicals.
Thank you. What is the point of Jade Cargill's perfect record if Tony Khan won't book her as a main attraction?
That's a good question. I don't. Yeah, there is no point to it. I don't know. I really don't. Deep Voice Dude says, do you think CM Punk versus Kenny Omega will happen in AEW?
I think if anything remotely close to Punk versus any member of the Elite is going to be with Kenny.
I think you're right. I think Kenny seems like the kind of guy who like doesn't hold a grudge.
Yeah, and by all accounts, he apparently he went to talk to Punk after the fight backstage. So,
yeah.
I would still be very surprised to see it happen, though.
I feel like the Young Bucks hold grudges.
That's entirely possible. We still don't know what like the legal stuff in play is either.
Yeah, there's weird legal stuff there, man.
So I don't know what the deal is with all that. Jeremiah Taylor asks, longtime listener, new year-long supporter, how do I go about entering the predictions challenge? That'll be going up later this afternoon.
Yeah, just keep an eye. Hopefully you have your Patreon notifications turned on. Mm-hmm. Keep an eye on that Patreon, and we'll put it up this afternoon. Let's see here.
Steve Klain asks, how would you book a breakup of the Blackpool Combat Club? I think it'd be like Danielson and Mox would have some beef over one of them not living up to the philosophy of what the Combat Club was about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to be between Danielson and Mox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. They do a 2-man power trip thing, and then they end up feuding because Mox wants the world championship, but Danielson has it.
Mayor Planet Houston here asked, do you think Cena, Batista, and Roman would have been as successful if they kept their original names of Prototype, Leviathan, and Leaky? No.
Maybe Batista with Leviathan. But if Cena came out to Kurt Angle's open challenge and said, "I'm Prototype," I don't know if that would have worked.
Yeah, I don't think that would.
Prototype, the doctor of thugonomics, that doesn't work.
No, that doesn't sound good.
Batista's as sort of, I don't know, it's like a whatever name, and Leviathan.
His presentation as Leviathan was way different.
Oh, I'm not saying that character. I'm just saying the name exclusively. If they did everything else with him, the name exclusively, I don't think that's a deal breaker for Batista. But the presentation was way different. He was like a vampire, wasn't he?
Kind of, yeah.
He was like beefy vampire.
Yeah.
Those little movies they did in OVW with him were hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Unintentionally hilarious.
Luis here says, how good does Fight Forever have to be in order to validate the long time wait? Why did you think it took so long? Game development's a long process.
Yeah,
long process.
Yeah. Wasn't there I thought that there was like it was sort of reported on a little bit, but I forget what it was.
Yeah, it was about 3 years of development time.
God, was it? Oh my God!
I don't think that's atypical for a game.
Yeah, but like a game that has like an N64 engine.
Well, you still have to code that engine for different systems.
Yeah, I don't know shit about games, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It looks cool because it looks like an old N64 game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm willing to check it out. Looks like it might be fun. If the
gameplay is fun, that's what matters most.
If the gameplay is smooth, that's all I care about. I don't care about the graphics or whatever. If the gameplay is smooth and there's a lot of blood, which there seemingly is a lot of blood, if it's fun, that's all I care about.
Exactly. Well, that's all the questions I got here.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all the good ones we got here too as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Join us tonight for for My GM.
Yeah.
At 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.